Hi, I'm Sean Gares. I'm here with Cloud9 CSGO division here at ESL One Cologne.
How did you get involved professionally in playing video games?
It kind of really happened gradually throughout my schooling. I was getting my degree in medicinal biochemistry from Arizona State University, and I was approached by Complexity at the time when I was playing casually with some friends. And some of them are still on this team to this day, like Nothing, Jordan Nothing Gilbert. And then over time, it just grew and grew, and the game took off. And here I am now today playing for Cloud9, making a living out of it, flying around the world, and things are great.
When it comes to Counter-Strike, it's been around for a really long time, but it really exploded recently as far as esports is concerned. How do you attribute that recent success?
I think Valve has a lot of say in the success of the game, and they've done a great job recently in really pushing the product towards the fans themselves by having skins available for purchase and supporting your teams with stickers and things like that. And they've really made the game very spectator friendly. So not only are the people playing it, but more people actually watching it than even playing it on a day-to-day basis, which is crazy and almost unheard of in esports.
The other thing that's very new when it comes to Counter-Strike is playing in an arena like this here in Germany. What's that atmosphere like when you're out there in front of 12,000 screaming fans?
Being in front of thousands and thousands of screaming fans is so electrifying. You can feel it pulsate through you. You'll get goosebumps after rounds when your teammates hold down their microphones and you can hear the crowd through their microphone. It's picking up everything, and it energizes you and makes you want to feed into that and only get more and more beneficial plays for your team. So it definitely helps in my personal view, and a lot of people do crumble under the pressure, obviously, but I think that we're a team that really loves feeling that vibe that we get from fans.
We've also seen the winnings go up, $250,000 for this particular event here in Cologne, $500,000 from the ESL League. What are your thoughts about the role those types of numbers play in today's ecosystem of esports?
I think Valve for CSGO has done a pretty good job so far of keeping the tournaments smaller, and $250,000 is kind of small in the grand scheme of things when you think of Dota 2's international at 18 million, and you think of other tournaments throughout esports reaching 1 million and things like that. They could easily make $1 million tournament for CSGO and make it crowd-funded. They're trying to take it slow and let the game grow because it's still on an exponential growth curve since CSGO got released. Valve's done a very good job of easing in and letting the fan base kind of dictate the flow of the game. So I think, honestly, from here, it's only going to grow, and I think it's great for the sport.
A lot of people say shooters are very good for intro to people for esports because unlike a League of Legends or a Dota 2 or even a StarCraft 2, you can understand what's going on. What are your thoughts about that role in the mainstreamization of esports?
Yeah, I think at some point or another, if you're a gamer, you've played a first-person shooter, whether it be GoldenEye for Nintendo 64 or like Perfect Dark or something crazy like that. You know, everyone's played a shooter, even old-school Counter-Strike. So it's very easy to understand. There's a good team and a bad team, and you can plant the bomb, you can defuse the bomb. If you kill all 5 people on the other team, you win the round. It's very black and white. You don't need to know the meta of the game to understand who's winning. There's a lot of intricacies involved for the people that are playing and the professionals that take part in the games. However, from a spectator point of view, it's very easy to comprehend and root for the teams that you want to.
What do you feel differentiates CSGO from other console shooters that are in esports like Call of Duty or Halo?
I think Counter-Strike does a very good job of kind of minimizing craziness in the game. It's a very minimal game. There's not too much futuristic stuff going on. They kept to the basics from years and years ago. They listen to the communities as far as like skins go in big tournaments. I mean, honestly, I just think familiarity with the game, and you always know what you're gonna get in Counter-Strike.
You just mentioned skins, but within these types of events, there's also stickers, and you guys even get to revenue share when it comes to autographs. What are your thoughts about the role that plays for you guys as professionals, not just having the potential to win money, but to get a revenue share of monies earned?
Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, pretty much all these teams here, if you made the tournament, are probably making more money from the stickers and the autograph money than you would if you win the tournament. And that's saying a lot. I mean, the sticker sales have been phenomenal, and it just shows the support within the game. There's so many more revenues that Valve can explore, whether it be like spray paints on the ground or like customized shirts and things like that. The opportunities are endless for Valve as far as microtransactions within the game.
What's your life like as a professional esport player?
As the in-game leader for my team, I actually wake up and what I like to do is stay refreshed on what the European scene is doing. So I'll watch some videos of European teams' replays, or I'll load up CounterStrike and look at their replays in depth, and I'll really go over them for hours and hours. I may go to the gym slightly before practice, and then once practice starts, that lasts about 8 hours, and that's with my team. And that's where we just grind out tactics, play other teams in North America, and really focus on our own game at that point.
Another thing that stands out here for ESL One is the first time they're doing the random drug testing. What impact do you feel that will have on esports overall?
It's only positive, honestly. There's a lot of weird, quirky things, like you can't take certain kind of like allergy medications and stuff like that, but I think with Dr. Notice, it's okay with them, from what I understand, so it shouldn't be a problem in that regard. I do think that there's always been a problem as far as first-person shooters go with doping, and whether it be like stimulants and things like that being abused within the game. So it's definitely something that's been way past overdue in our game, in my opinion.
I've noticed just with the fan interactions that you guys have huge fan base. It doesn't seem like there was any negative connection with the whole Adderall story that broke like a month ago.
Yeah, I think a lot of people realize that the Adderall story was blown way out of proportion, and what a lot of people don't realize is that one of our players is actually prescribed Adderall by a doctor. So even now, to this very day, he's okay to take it, and ESL knows about it. So I mean, stuff like that it isn't understood by the community, and hopefully going forward, that'll be accepted more.
Do you feel like a lot of people that didn't even know about esports learned about it that way? Do you see there's positives in the sense that more people know that esports even exists?
Yeah, I definitely think that's the case. The story bled on ESPN, New York Times. It was everywhere, big news outlets. So I think just the exposure of esports, people were like, oh wow, what is this? How did this get on the front page of my New York Times? Like, what's going on here? And they look into it, and they find that esports is actually a very competitive field and niche within sporting in general. And they check it out, and sure enough, more likely than not, they're going to enjoy what they see.
One differentiation between real sports and esports is the NFL, MLB, professional cycling, they never would have acted as quickly as within 1 month having drug testing in place at an event.
Yeah, I think that's one of the best parts about esports is it's so exponentially growing that everyone's learning on the fly. So everyone's very quick to do things, and no one sits around hesitant. Everyone's always trying to stay above the curve. So you won't see stuff just dwelled on in esports. Things are very fast-paced. These people in the technological fields in general are just always trying to stay up above everyone else, and you see that in esports too.